Did you get the wine?
Yeah.
You ready? Yeah, let's drink.
Welcome to the Buff First Wine podcast, where we unwind over wine.
We said what we said, and we stand by it. Settle in.
So how are you today, Quayla?
I'm doing pretty good. It started off kind of weird. My stomach was hurting, so I was a bit uncomfortable, and I was at home chilling. Wasn't really looking forward to leaving the house, but happy I'm here doing this with you. It's another Sunday. And how are you?
I'm good. Definitely recovering from yesterday because, damn, it was cold.
Yeah.
It was motherfucking cold. And
welcome to Chicago, baby.
I don't know what I was thinking, but we're going to get into that later.
Mm-hmm. We're going to get into it.
But no, it's been a good day, but it's been a very relaxed and just trying to recuperate from my weekend, which I had a very fun weekend, by the way.
Yeah. Happy to hear it.
But that's pretty much what I got up to.
Okay. Love to hear it. Yeah. Yesterday was pretty interesting, and we're going to get to it later. But for now, what are we drinking?
Okay. So because today is more of like, a chill day, we're relaxing. We are having a red wine today. This is also a Bordeaux wine. I feel like,
of course,
I love red wine, so that's not new. We haven't tried this one before though, but I'm really liking it. It's definitely on the dry side, right? Would you say?
Absolutely. I would say. Continue.
It definitely is on the dry side, but hey, I love me some dry wine.
You do? God damn. She wants your mouth to be cotton mouth.
I love some dry wine. It just tastes so good to me.
Oh my God.
But that is what we're drinking, and I'm having a great time.
Yeah. So before I tried the wine, Wendy took a sip first, and she was like, "You're not going to like this." But I'll let the record show I actually do enjoy it. It's really good. I'm learning a lot about wine through this process, having this podcast with you, and I really like that. So they say drier wines pair really well with like saltier foods.
Yeah.
So
I think that's why I like my red wine with steak. It just goes so perfect because steak has this perfect. I mean, it's not
it's salty, savory,
but very savory.
I think that's what I meant more than I meant salty. I meant savory, and I just had some Indian food, and this paired well with it. I feel like before, when I thought I didn't like wine, I was just not pairing it with the right things. I
told you, because I think our first episode, I asked you okay, so how do you pair your wine? And you were like, well, I pair these on the season. If it's summer, I drink white. If it's winter, I drink red. And I'm like, okay, that's a very weird thing. So I'm glad to see that as we are progressing, you are starting to develop. Get with the program.
Oh my God. Not get with the program.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I will admittedly say that prior to this process, I had a very simple mentality about wine. And now it's developing a small tidbit. I love food shows. And while I'm working, I work from home and I only watch food shows. And in the mix, they always have a wine segment in there.
Right.
And I be paying attention to what they be saying. I'll be like, oh, okay. So next time I drink wine, I'm going to try to get that.
This, right?
So I'm learning a lot. But yeah, this wine, it is dry, but I do like it.
That's funny because today, one thing I was actually looking up was how to be a sommelier.
Really? A sommelier.
I'm so bad in English.
No one can say that word. It's a horrible word.
Let's
fancy
put it that
French
way.
word.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But anyway, I've actually tried to look up that process before when I was really. I mean, I'm still interested in wine, but I had some free time. I think right after COVID, I was like, oh yeah, I could do whatever I want in the world.
Yeah, you can. The world is your oyster, baby.
So I was trying to look it up of okay, I want to try, see if I can. I mean, if I'm learning about it, I might as well get a certification out of it, right?
For sure.
Just for fun.
That's that Nigerian in you, baby.
Gotta get something out of it.
Right. So, I'm leaving here with something.
So I Right? So I was looking it up, but then it was like you needed hours and hours. I was like, oh yeah, I don't need this shit.
Well, it's interesting because now that we're doing the podcast, naturally we have the Instagram and we follow a lot of wine accounts, and I'm a little more active on the account, and I'm just going through people's shit, and I'm like, this shit is real life to these people. It's life or death.
Love it. Yes. Like, it's just very interesting. But my side note that I was going to say was that I actually, now I think I'm going to take it serious, because apparently now there are online classes that you can take and online certification that are actually accredited. So next year, you might see me with some
the WSET shit.
Exactly.
Okay, I love that for you, and I can totally see that. If any of you follow us, which is a super duper small community right now, but hey, you got to start somewhere. Ain't no shame in it. If y'all follow us and y'all hear this and you have some resources to help us get started in this wine community to learn more about becoming a certified sommelier, hit us up. Let us know, because we definitely want to know about it, and we're interested in it, and we respect the winemaking industry, and we want to know more. So, yeah.
For sure. Well, back to sort of today.
Right.
I think our weekend. So let's start from there. The weekend that we had.
It was interesting.
It was a very interesting weekend. So on Friday, I think Friday was pretty chill for me. I didn't do quite much. However, yesterday was very interesting, because usually I'm the kind of person that if I go out during the day, I wouldn't go out at night.
Right.
But
we old bitches now. We need time to recuperate.
Don't say we. Who's we?
Oh my God. We French. You and I.
No. But that's usually like what I do. So
hold on.
Yesterday.
Pause. You don't want to claim that old bitch shit, but what you said is exactly old bitch shit.
But we're gonna skip over.
I don't want you to act like I'm alone in this process. You just said you can either go out in the day or the night. That's some old bitch shit.
That is the like introvert in me. That's not the
old bitch in you.
Old in me.
Okay.
That's the introvert in me, because my social energy depletes very, very fast.
I'll accept that. Continue.
Exactly. So, but it was interesting because I went to like art event during the day, and then at night we actually went out. We went to the club. I think this was probably the third time that I've been to the club this year. Yeah. So this is not a normal occurrence.
No, we're not club girlies. We are very much like, oh, let's go out to a lounge. Let's go to a wine bar. Let's go to an art event. Like, we do a lot of museuming and snobby activities, if you will. But clubbing, right? Yeah, you probably can't tell. But like, clubbing is the like very rare occasion for us. Rare. And ironically enough, we went to a club like 2 weeks ago during the week. Do you remember?
Yeah, which is the second time.
Yeah. So we went out like 2 weeks ago, and I had fun that time, and I had fun this time. Yeah. But Wendy. So continue about yesterday.
Anyway, so it was interesting. So I went to some like art thing, and okay, so this is a side note, but the funny thing about like going to like art events, I went with one of my friends, and she came over, and we were drinking, feeling really good before we went, because we were like, we want to like drink, and
of course, pregame,
exactly, before all of that. But then we got there, right, and the art gallery, it wasn't a super big one. It was this new exhibition that was going on in the city. It was this black guy, so I was like, oh yeah, like I want to check it out. It was actually Nigerian.
Really?
I was like, oh, like I want to check this out and sort of like go to see. But then one of the things that I realized, like when you go to like art museums that are not super big, is that your tours are usually very fast. Right?
Oh yeah.
So we
10, 15
were
minutes.
drinking, and we got in the car and we drove over there, and then we got there, looked at it, talked about it, and then 15 minutes later, it was just like, well, that's it.
Yeah, your drive there.
We got ready, we dressed, we pre-gamed to like do all of that to just only be there for 15 minutes. And I just thought it was interesting. And I feel like it's probably because it was only one artist, so it wasn't all. It was probably like maybe 20 pieces, which was really, really amazing. It was beautiful. Yeah, but it was those sort of like pieces where it was very straight to the point. You could really understand what they were conveying without having to have discussion with like somebody that you're with of like, oh, like, what do you think this means? Or right. It was one of those like, they're drinking water, and then the name of it was like
drinking water. Right.
And I'm like, okay, bad.
Okay.
Like,
they didn't want anybody.
They wanted no misconception.
Right. They didn't want anybody to be confused about what the meaning of this piece was.
It was funny as fuck.
That's hilarious.
And then me and my friend, we just looked at each other like, what do we do after this?
Go eat. Drink.
Exactly. So we sat for a little bit and it was people mingling and all. So I think that is the other good part about those like events. You get to like meet people, especially if you're an artist, which I'm not. So I think that's why it went like that for me. But if you're an artist, you probably, you know, want to connect with other artists there, talk to them, talk about your art, talk about different things. But yeah, we left there within like 15 to 20 minutes and we were like, we got ready for this shit.
Hey,
it was
always.
great. So
yeah, we always
but then we came back to my apartment and we just kept going and drinking. But then I realized that I had another engagement for later that night. So this is funny, right? Because so when my friend was here, I was texting you. I texted you with a caveat of like, girl, it's cold outside. And I was expecting you to be like, no, girl, I don't want to go. And you were just like, I'm going to be bundled up. I'm like, oh, shit.
No, and I knew you were, okay. So in my mind, I'm like, no, we're going. Number one, we had to prepay for the event. Yeah. So I knew I was going to be in that bitch. I don't care if I went in there in my fucking pajamas. I was going to be in there because I already paid.
10 minutes.
Don't care. The club going to see me. I already paid. So number one, already paid. Quayla is all about a coin. If I gotta pay, I'm gonna get the most.
Like, damn, and I made her get the ticket too. So I couldn't really like say nothing. I was trying to like
play it off
and like see like what
open-ended. Right.
Exactly. And then she replied, she was like, oh, you know I'm bundled up. I was like, oh fuck. Yeah. She's ready to go. So.
Yes. I had my outfit picked out. And one thing about me, like I don't fuck around with Chicago. It's cold. I'm going to be sexy cozy.
That day. Oh. It was ridiculous yesterday.
It was so cold yesterday.
Yes.
Oh my God. So Wendy, lead us into yesterday. That's what we're getting into.
Yeah. Let me start from like when I got back home and I was like, okay, I need to get ready. And my friend was just laughing at me because I was reading out your text as I was sending it.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, she's ready to go. She's like, peace. I'm like, oh my God, like you're about to go cozy up and I'm getting ready to go out. Like, what the fuck? So that's when I texted you and I was like, yo, we have to leave here by this time. Otherwise, I'm going to fall asleep because I'd already been drinking all day. And usually I'm like, I knew I was going to still drink at night, so I was trying to drink as much water as possible.
Right.
So that I could be hydrated and ready for the night. Anyway, we started to get ready. And for some reason, and this sort of like gets us into like our conversation of like how beauty is pain, especially when you have to be outside.
Yes.
For some reason, I decided to wear heels. Okay, that is not the bad part of it.
Right. That's normal bad bitch behavior. Yes.
But I decided to wear open toe heels, and this was like 15 degrees. It was so cold.
She had her naked toes out in the Chicago bitter cold winter.
I sure did.
I didn't even, when we got together to go out and I saw your outfit, I was like, okay, standard. And then my eyes went down to the feet and I was like, bitch, is she serious? She got her toes out and it's cold as fuck.
Oh my God. So to get to the car, I actually wore like my Uggs to get to the car with some socks. And even in those Uggs, I knew what I was doing was a bad idea because I could feel that shit in my toe. And I was like, oh my God, this is a bad idea. However, my mantra was beauty's pain, beauty's pain. And I literally said that shit every single time I was like on the street. I was like, beauty's pain, beauty's pain. And that was literally how I consoled myself for the decision that I made that day.
Right.
Which was, I don't regret it, but I could have.
Yeah, you were cute as hell.
Exactly. So it was nice. So this is the bar part.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me tell this part. So we parked the car. We get to the location. We get out the car.
Well, actually, no, we saw the location. No,
yeah, we drove
we about to park. Okay, so this is the thing about Chicago. I fucking hate the people that direct you to park in Chicago because I actually found a parking right in front of it. I was about to park there and this motherfucking guy was in front talking about, come. And then we kept following him and tried to park there.
And he said, no.
My car talking about you can't park. I'm like,
Nigga, you was just telling me.
Talk to me. Like, what do you mean? So now we can't reverse. Now we had to go find
the one way on the street.
And like find parking. You can continue.
Yes. So let me tell you about this part. We park around the corner and it was about like, maybe like a 2 to 3 minute walk. Wendy turned this 2 to 3 minute walk into a 10-minute walk in 15-degree weather in Chicago.
That was not my fault. I would not claim responsibility.
You are taking full ownership for that. So let me tell you what happened. So we parked the car. I can be a bit spacey with directions, but I was fully
she's good with
sure.
directions.
I am.
Yeah.
I didn't want to claim it because I want you to like dispel it. Like, no, you're not. But yeah,
I mean,
I am good
to me.
Okay, well, let me stand in my confidence. I am good at directions.
Yes.
And I was telling Wendy, like, we need to make a right here. And she was like, no, we have to keep straight. And I'm like, bro, I swear to God, we made a left, which means now that we're going in the opposite direction, we need to make a right.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to just let her have it. This bitch had us walking for fucking 10 minutes.
With my toes out, by the
way. With her naked toenails to the world.
I was actually feeling great. I think because of all the drink that I already had. Like, I was
that shit was wearing off.
Like, I'm feeling good. Like, the weather was great. But then 3 minutes into the walk, it was like...
When that walk turned from 3 minutes to 10 minutes, you got cold. And mind you, let me tell you about my outfit. Like I said before, I don't fuck around with the Chicago weather. So I had on knit pants and I had on a knit top. This top had cutouts in it, so my titties was out. Mm-hmm. But it was still a knit top. I had long sleeve and long pants. I was very cozy, but I was still cold as shit. It was very skin tight, so it was one layer of knit. Mm-hmm. It wasn't thick. And I'm like, I'm cold as fuck, and this bitch got me walking around in these shoes. We walked in a circle maybe twice before we got in the venue. So we were already a little agitated.
That part was not our fault because that shit was in the weirdest...
It was a weird street.
A very weird street. I was like,
it was a side street.
Freaking club here. Like, this is...
Right.
And then we got there and we saw this white people and we're like, oh,
this can't be it. Right. It was so ambiguous.
Like, this can't be where we're going. But then I looked at the name. I was like,
it must be.
I think this is where we are going.
And that's the thing about Chicago. Like, Chicago is so sexy in this way because we have a lot of hidden clubs where in the front it looked like some other shit, and then you go in the back and it's popping.
Exactly. Like and Blind Barber.
Yeah, Blind Barber. I mean, Blind Barber is cute for the late night.
Yeah.
But yeah. So this club was similar to that. Like, in the front, it was a bunch of Caucasian people. So we like, oh, this ain't where we going.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, yeah, this definitely cannot be it.
Right.
But I think for me, going in there and like wearing what I was wearing, I mean, hey, you gotta be a bad bitch when you have to be a bad bitch. And
right.
When I go out, I go all out.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
As you should.
As I should.
But you ain't gonna be this fine in that body forever. You know, we age. You will. You know that didn't come out right. I meant to say that you're only going to be this young today. You know what I mean?
No.
Oh my God. I'm not. It's a saying. I'm going to cut this out. It's fine. It's a saying that they say. No, leave it? Okay, fine. We can leave it.
I love it.
No, it's a saying that my mom says to me where it's like, you're only this young. I
know what you mean. Yeah. I'm just saying I don't agree.
Yeah. With that we're black women. Yeah. I'm going to be fine until I'm fucking 88.
Exactly.
Okay?
But
I'm going to be like Karen Huger.
We ended up, I mean, we got there and it was fine, but just thinking through like, especially like when I was in college and everything, I used to be able to just wear, like, it'd be snowing and I'd be in like the shortest fucking skirt and I wouldn't even
A-okay.
But I think that was because of the pre-gaming culture, right?
Yes.
Where before you even get to where you're going, you're already drunk as a motherfucker.
Drunk as a skunk.
You know what I mean? Like, you already like partied with your friends, like in the place where y'all getting ready together, taking shots, if you do take shots, or just drinking.
Right.
So then when you get to the club, you're already so lit that you don't even feel whatever the fuck is going on. Bro. But because I was drinking wine all day, that shit just makes you calm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't turning up. Like, I was just drinking wine.
You should have had that tequila and pineapple.
Exactly. But I don't keep liquor at home.
Right. So only wine. We're sophisticated bitches, so if you can't tell.
I didn't have that. But it just made me sort of remember, like, that pre-gaming culture of, like, where is it today? Like, do people still even, like, pre-game anymore?
I want to say I just feel like it's different for our friend group because we have a intimate style friend group. You know what I mean? Like, I know other people who have other types of friends who are a bit more on the scene. Like, we're kind of low key and chill.
Yeah, we are.
We are
definitely more.
But I know some people who are out there who do pregame.
Okay, that is definitely true because if I also think about it, depending on, I don't have a lot of friend group, but I can think about one where if we are going out, like, pregame with like shots.
Yeah.
You know, so I know like they still do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I was just like sort of like wondering of like, is that even still something that brings people together? Because you could pregame to the point where
you don't even go out.
You don't even go out anymore.
Oh my God.
I mean? Like you just having fun and you're like, shit. And then, or you go out at like 2 a.m. and you back in like 30 minutes because you're already having fun the whole night.
Right. I remember being in college and it's crazy. I did a lot of partying when I was fucking a teenager or in high school and college. So like now I'm very calm compared to then. And I just remember like pre-gaming to the point where we didn't even go out. The pre-game was the party.
Exactly.
I would get dressed up and you drinking the cheapest shit. Sveka, Fireball, like the worst shit. You got a headache like a motherfucker in the morning, but you had the best time. You didn't even make it out to the club.
With your girls. The ones that I actually remember is like, I would just randomly be at a hotel. And I wouldn't even know whose room it is, but we just did a pregame. Like, I don't care who owns it.
Yes.
I don't care who's there. I'm there with my friends. We did a pregame. For those ones, obviously, we have to leave and like go to where we're going. But you don't even know. Like, you just know that people are there to pregame and then you go your separate ways.
And then you know you getting a noise complaint from the manager in like an hour.
It was like the best time.
To be young.
Yeah. But I definitely, I don't think I pregame as much anymore. But I had so much fun. Like, obviously, like, I don't think I'm the kind of person that'll do that every single weekend.
Right.
But it's fun to like do it sometime.
Every now and again. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I still got it.
Still got it. It ain't going nowhere, baby. And that's the thing. We are like in our early 30s. That's still very young. But at the same time, okay, I'm early 30s. She's glaring at me. She's looking at me so hard like, bitch, I ain't in my 30s. I ain't no old bitch like you. Fuck you, Wendy. Hold up. Shots fired. Let me come for you because, bitch, you right on my heels.
It's so funny because most of my friends are in like
their 30s.
Early 30s.
And she not.
I am dreading.
And she holding on to that shit.
I am dreading the time when I'm going to turn 30 and they're going to be like, okay, now, bitch,
you one of us.
Because every time they
she
say that,
something.
I'm like, we?
Right.
What do you mean
fuck you. Hold on. Let me come for your neck. Cause she do it every time. She don't miss an opportunity to tell me she's not 30. And she's literally
not.
But you're right there. You
might not
claim it, own it, Wendy. It's fine.
No.
Oh my
I'm
God.
not there yet. I still have a couple of years.
Fuck you. Well, anyway, I claim my age. I'm knocking on an oh my God, I don't even want to say what I'm about to be in a couple months, but just know that I am.
It's still early.
It's still early 30s. Anyway, back to our night out yesterday.
Because, okay, yes, back to
hold on. Let me tell you. So we got in the club. I get in before Wendy, and I make a face.
And I was like, uh-oh.
Yes. I look at her, and she looks at me, and she's like, what? It's dead? It's dead?
I already knew. And you know how I knew is that usually if we were to go to the club, we don't be going at that kind of time.
Right.
We went too early. And the only reason was because I was scared I was going to fall asleep.
Right. So you was like, let's hurry up.
Hurry up and go. But I knew getting there, it was going to be some bullshit, right?
Bro.
Because it was I think we got there like 11:30, almost 12. And that shit, let me tell you, it was dead.
I could count the people in that bitch.
We literally were doing fashion police.
Oh my God. Okay, hold up.
That's how dead it was.
You gotta get
when you actually see people and you see
can
what they're wearing.
Right.
It's crazy.
Hold on, let me get to that. So it was so dead in that bitch. We just looking around and we're like, wow. Cause we bad bitches in real life.
We was bad bitches in that bitch.
No, we look like fucking Beyonce and Kelly in that bitch. And everybody else looked crazy. And I'm like, because we here early, they think we wanted him.
So they stayed in the corner.
Yeah, we did.
We're not making
we like, oh hell no. Let's go get drunk. So I got a Paloma at the bar. That shit was gross and strong. Did you get something? You did.
I think, no,
you didn't.
I got water the first time. I was like, I need to hydrate. I need to hydrate because I'd already been drinking.
Yeah, I got to drink.
Plus, I wanted to wait for people to start trickling in so that I could see that the shit is starting before I started drinking so that I don't like waste all of that energy. So I didn't start drinking early. Literally, we didn't even move.
The edge.
Like, we were at the edge of like, okay,
the bar.
We can't be seen over here yet because
these
bad
bitches are whack.
Rule is that you never ever show up to the club early. What you mean? Like, you gotta get that bitch like 2 hours before it closes.
Right.
Like, when shit is like popping so that obviously they know a bad bitch walked in. You know what I mean? So we were there early.
We were too early. Cringe. Okay. And then
I would never go that early again. I don't care if I'm sleepy or not.
Okay, and then that leads us to our next point. Because we were so early and because the lights had not dimmed all the way yet, we saw the most egregious outfits.
Crazy.
I mean, the worst shit I had ever seen.
God, it was bad.
It just kept coming and coming and coming.
I was like, look at this.
I know. Like, before me and Wendy debriefed about one outfit, we saw another.
It wasn't just the men. It was the men and the women.
We saw
Matter of fact, the DJ. Everybody.
I don't even remember him. The DJ?
His dressing was fine, but that music was shit.
So the beginning. Oh, yeah. You had to loop him in. I
had to grip him in.
He caught a shot, too. No, but the first DJ was horrible.
I saw, so this outfit was the particular one that killed me.
They all killed me.
And I remember very specific. So this girl was wearing this jumpsuit.
Yes.
And then she had this would I call it thigh high?
Yeah.
Leather boots.
Yes.
And they were not just like those. They were like leather boots if you're like in high school, like you wear to like show that you have some sort of like fashion sense.
Right. Like in high school, you killing the game.
Exactly.
But at 20-something, it was just like, it didn't go.
I was like, this is crazy.
And what made it a bad fashion choice was that she had a texture issue. Like her jumpsuit was kind of shiny.
Oh, you know, like
it looked like her jumpsuit came from Amazon, but her boots came from like Steve Madden, which is still bad. Like she was just having a texture clash issue. And we were like, oh no, this is not good.
Yeah, we can't be seen here.
Yeah, because they think we wanted it.
Right. So like we were just at the corner, just kicking it. And then I told her, I did tell you that I was like, let's give it like 45 to 1 hour. People are going to start like,
and they did.
And they definitely did. And the first bad bitch that we saw, we're like, yeah, oh my God, there's another bad bitch.
We literally looked at each other like, bad bitches are coming. Our tribe is coming.
Incoming bad bitches. Incoming.
It was some girl and she was so cute. And she came with a group of like 3.
I was like, oh, okay. Now we talking. So
right.
It was really nice.
Just so you know, yes, we have a God complex. We think we the shit, and we are. And we was at a club with a bunch of
those.
I'm sorry. Our fits were fitting.
Yeah.
Our look was looking. The smell was smelling. We were giving.
One thing about us is we are going to dress up. Like
we are,
and that's on period. Like I don't really give a shit where I'm going to. Matter of fact, you can invite me to go to the grocery store, and I will show up in some. I could be wearing sweatpants, but let me tell you,
she gonna have a fur on.
It will be a fit. Okay, so that's just that on that. So going to the club, obviously you want to like look your best, and like dress well, and that's what we did because we knew that we don't do this shit often,
right? So when we do it,
I'm gonna do it right. You
exactly.
know what I mean?
And we were cute. And one thing that I really, really enjoy about me and Wendy, this is like throughout our whole friendship, but especially like when we go out, we are always on 2 different vibes. But they are one band, one sound though. Yeah. Like they still match. Like she could have on the brightest outfit and I could have on some like monochrome tan or some shit. Like we be having on 2 different vibes, but like bad bitch. Oh, okay, cool. They go together. Yeah, like I love that. Like
can coexist.
Yeah, I love that. You know how you have some friend groups and you see that they're trying to be like the other person, and it's like I feel like that's clear that we're just in our lanes. Right. And I love that. And you see that when we go out. Like Wendy will have on some fucking neon and I'll have on like the navy blue or some shit. Like it'll never match.
I love my colors for sure. Yeah. But I think these days though, I've definitely been experimenting with. Yeah. I don't want a lot of black for some reason, but then also white is something that I'm like gravitating towards too now because I think last like when we went out, and then even before that, I've been like wearing a lot of like white. And I was like, okay.
What I'm really admiring in fashion in general, for a while, society tells you what's fashionable, but now I really enjoy people who have their own sense of style. You know what I mean? Like, I love that. Where you could tell they didn't just buy this because this is the poppin' thing. Like, they put it together because it shows you who they are as a person. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I love that.
Definitely true. Because I think, at least for me, like, like you can literally tell how I'm feeling based on like what I wear, because it just shows. Like, I dress based on like my mood or my vibe,
right?
And like the way I put things together is, when people see me, they're like, you put like this, and I'm like, oh, I did do that. But like, it's never like a thought that comes from, it's like, oh, this pairs well together. And it's with my mode. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna wear it. So.
Wendy has a great fashion sense. And
thank you.
You do. Why are you so, you got really excited like you didn't know that about yourself.
I did. But it's good to hear.
It is good to hear. Yeah. I feel you. Everybody needs their affirmation. I mean, not affirmation, but yeah. But anyway, we were in that club and we were like, oh my God, Wendy, what the fuck do these people got on? Did they get dressed in the dark?
Oh my God.
It was bad. Even the men. And
even the men.
Oh my God. I seen the worst outfit. Okay. First of all, I am the single one of the two of us. So when I go out, I'm having some drinks. I'm peeping the scene. I'm like, who's the cutie in here? No cuties. No. I wouldn't kiss any of you in a dark corner. Like, this is horrible.
Like, damn, like take me back. Right. But I would actually, like, want to, like, fuck with somebody. But, like, yeah, you definitely don't.
There was nothing in there that I would, okay, maybe, no, I can't even think. I was going to say maybe one, but no, I was like, like, it's so bad out here for the girls. I feel so bad for us. Yeah. But yeah, the club is gross. And okay, so let me tell you how the night ended, because this is awful. I was having some complications because I ate a taco.
Oh my God. I was having a great time.
Wendy, like, okay.
Listen, like, I was dancing. I was playing. I took off my jacket. I was I'm getting in the mood. Like,
and then I ruined it by accident.
And then I just hear in my ear,
I need to go to the bathroom.
No, I think it was like 2 times. The first time you were like, I need to go to the bathroom, I was like, do you want me to go with you? And you were like, I guess. I was like, well, do you want me to go with you? And you're like, yeah. So we went in there, and then we came back. And then I think not long after, you were like, I gotta go. I was like, well, do you want me to go with you again? Okay. So you're like, yeah, sure. So,
I mean, like, I didn't know what to say.
I'm just in the restroom sitting, and there's like this one chair there, and like I'm just sitting like a queen, and I'm just like,
okay,
just waiting.
Yeah. Okay. So let me tell you what happened. So prior to going out, I'm like, okay, I know I'm finna be drinking. Let me hurry up and eat something. So I had these steak tacos, and I ordered 2 tacos, and I left one of them out by accident. So when I woke up in the morning, I put the taco in the fridge because I'm like, okay, it's still good. So anyway, I eat that shit right before we go out. And then I started drinking, and then everything was fine. I'm like, okay, I feel good. And then like, maybe like 3 hours later, my stomach just started turning up. And I see that Wendy is having a good time. So I feel so bad. I'm like, hey, Wendy,
okay, so this is a funny thing too, because so we already talked about how we got there early. Yeah. So that point was when the shit just started cracking. Yeah. Like the actual DJ we went to see just started playing. Shit was turning up. I was feeling good. I was like, oh, it's about to be a great night.
And okay, and one thing about me, you guys haven't seen us because we're trying to be like cute and fly and ambiguous on purpose, but I'm a very petite girl. So when things happen for me, they happen very quickly. And I was telling Wendy, like, yo, we need to go because my stomach.
I'm like, give me 10 minutes.
I'm like, girl, I'm not. And I was like, I'm not finna embarrass myself in front of all these whack ass people. Even though I don't care for them, I'm not about to embarrass myself because I will throw up in a second. Like, it takes nothing for me to throw up. And then if I did throw up, they gonna be thinking like, oh, here go this drunk bitch. When really it's just because my stomach is uncomfortable. Right. So she was like, yeah, we can go. I'm ready, whatever. That's what she said. Yeah. And I'm like, well, bitch, is whenever now? Because my stomach, I'm finna throw up now.
That's what I was like, whatever. And then I just kept dancing, and I was like, where you were like,
no, we need to go now.
And I was like, damn. So then we were walking, and that was actually the worst part of the night for me because
why?
So I feel like whenever we walk, right? Because I'm usually on hills. Yeah. So Quayla tends to like walk faster, like in front of me
because I be cold as fuck.
Cold. However, this particular day wasn't about me strolling. It was about my motherfucking feet hurting so bad. It was a disaster. I was trying to play it cute because I could, like where you can feel in my bones, I could feel like the pain of like, the cold. So I was walking as fast, and I wasn't really drunk yet because remember, I didn't get a drink.
Right. You didn't.
I didn't get a drink, so I was very sober in there.
And I only got one drink.
And I was like trying to like walk fast, and like because Quayla's like in the front.
It was so cold. I was speed walking. I could be at the speed walk Olympics when it's cold out.
Yeah. And let me tell you, that walk to the car took it out of me.
I'm sure.
When I got in that car, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely ready to go home.
And I'm so happy. Like, I felt bad in the moment because I'm like, damn, I know I'm killing a vibe, but
you definitely killed the vibe. You killed, the DJ was just getting me lit.
Yeah.
Getting me in the mood, playing all my fucking hits because it was an Afrobeats club, to be specific. So I was like, it was playing all like the oldies of like shit that I grew up with. And the way they start was like, they start with like the oldies and then they move to like the new shit. So I was looking forward to like, oh shit, like what's the new shit that is gonna play? And then Quayla talking about I'm not feeling good. So then when we got in the car, the first thing that I asked, I was like, so did you not feeling good or you just wanted to leave?
She was like, she needed confirmation.
I wanted to confirm. Because if I did it, I would have been like owning that shit. And I'm like, damn, did she really want to leave? Or like, so when you said it, I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense.
And then, you know me though. Like, I would throw up anywhere. Wendy has witnessed it.
Oh my God.
I hate to be that girl.
That was the funniest day of my life.
We're not gonna talk about it. We're not gonna talk about it. We had a crazy summer, okay? And just know I may have threw up a couple places.
That was the most confusing day of my life. Because two things were happening at the same time. And I didn't know who to run after. Do I run after you? Do I run after my boyfriend? Like,
shout out to Wendy's boyfriend. So, this is a side note. Wendy's boyfriend came into town. He does not live in the States. So we were showing him around Chicago and we had the best
and y'all challenged me.
Wendy decided that she was going to get us some beverages that were infused with THC, but she got them so strong, and me and her boyfriend were kind of tweaking, and she was just acting regular, and we were pissed.
Yeah, we're tweaking.
And we were like, it was the best day. Like,
it was really the best day. We walked
We probably walked like 20 miles that day.
Yeah, we walked.
And we went is that the day we went to the museum?
Yes, we did. I think we did.
We did so much.
I think that was a different day.
Okay.
We did so much. And then as we're about to get home,
I threw up.
I just heard, like, she was sitting by me. My boyfriend was to the right. And I just heard,
get me out of this car.
Get me out of this car. And I just said, stop the car.
She did. It was like we was in New York City. You know how in New York they'd be like, hold that car. That's exactly what she did. And I got out the car. I opened the door and I threw up. Oh my God. Okay, so if you don't know, we have stories for days.
Definitely.
But the moral of that story is when I told her I needed to leave, it wasn't because I was being a buzzkill. I really had to go. My stomach was turning up. I was like, oh my God, I shouldn't have ate this taco, but I needed to eat something because I knew I was going to be drinking. Mm-hmm. It was a great day yesterday.
It was definitely a great day.
It was a good day.
I had fun, especially because I'd been like just all day, just like turning up. It was good too. And I really actually liked that I didn't drink that much.
Yeah.
Because then I could get home and just like slip it off.
Yeah, and it was still late though when we got home. It was like 2 o'clock.
It was still like 2. Yeah, it was still like 2. But the DJ didn't come out till like 1 or something.
He was being so Hollywood.
Yeah,
oh my God.
It was like 4, and then they were like, oh, we ends at 4 a.m. I'm like, well, first of all, I'm not leaving at 4 a.m. So.
Right. Yeah, but another thing, but I've been having a lot of cabin fever lately. I've just been in a house and I've been trying to get out the house. So when we went out like 2 weeks ago, that was for a DJ that I wanted to see. So this time it was good that we saw like one of your DJs. You know what I mean? So it's like a get back in that way. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so like as we wind down today, you mentioned earlier that we don't go out to the club a lot.
Yeah.
Describe like what is your perfect club outing at this age. We're not talking about like in your 20s, like You're late. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Wendy is still in her 20s. She don't oh my God, you are such a bitch. You be like, hey, do not lump me with y'all. She looks at me so crazy when I say, I be saying back in the day, she be like, bitch, this is still my day. Like, I'm still in my 20s.
I'm like, don't scare me now.
There's nothing to be afraid of. Come on over, babe. Come on over.
Yeah, I'll be there when I'm dead. I'm not there.
Okay, whatever. Well, excuse me. Describe what your perfect night out to the club is at your grown age.
Okay. I could do that. Okay, so that's a good question. My perfect day night. Okay, so I'm definitely a kind of girl that if I were to go to the club, I want to pregame.
Yes.
And I think that's just because of like, you know, being in college and all of that. Like, that's something that I'm used to. It gets me in the mood to actually want to go out. Right.
Fair.
So my perfect night is with my girls in a place, apartment, whoever apartment it is. We grown now. Everyone has their own apartment.
Of course.
We're pre-gaming, be it wine, be it shots. I really don't have any preference. I'm a girl. I could drink it all.
Love that for you.
I could drink it all. I have preference for wine.
Of course.
However, I could fuck some shots up. Right?
Okay, she will. Okay.
And I will. Exactly. So my perfect night starts out with pregame with my girls, listening to some music, getting ready. And then around 1:30.
Yep.
We step out looking like
money,
the meal.
Yes.
That we are.
Snack.
The snack.
Yep.
You get it.
Absolutely.
You get it.
Continue.
Looking like the snack we are, walking in the club and just stopping the scene.
Absolutely. Okay.
You know what I mean? We're walking.
Bad bitches.
And then it's like, oh, they're here.
Yeah, it's like a glow. You know how they have those club lights and they be like blue and red and shit? As soon as we step in, them lights turn on us.
Spotlight.
Yep.
Exactly. So for me, no, I think that would definitely be my perfect night. And for me, like when I'm at the club, my max is 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be in a club for 3, 4. Why am I there?
Yeah.
Because what I'm there to do is dance.
Yes.
I'm there to dance a night away.
Right.
So if I'm going to dance and be on my feet and like wear heels and like be with my girls, like it has to be within a particular space of time. 2 hours, 2 hour, 30 minutes max.
Yeah.
And then let's go home.
Right.
And let's get ready for the next day because I still got the day coming for me. You know, like I got shit to do.
Grown woman.
Grown woman shit that I have to do. So I have to be able to make time for that. So I think for me, my perfect night would be pre-gaming, getting ready with my girls. I think that is actually one of the fun part of going out is the getting ready together. And I really miss that part because now, unfortunately, my friends are spread across the whole fucking country, like just like moved around. So we don't really get that experience anymore. But that is definitely one of the things that I miss about going out and like going to the club. Like just, we would just get together and blaze up and just, you know, take shots. And it was just always a good time. And like you said, we might not even end up going out, but just being able to do that, it's just a very fulfilling feeling in like a way. So for me, that would be a perfect night out. And then my night out ends once it's 3:30. I'm back in my apartment and I am asleep or ready to go to sleep.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Love it.
How about you? Well, how would you describe a perfect night out?
Okay.
To the club for you.
Yes. So my perfect night out is, so I don't have to do the pre-gaming just because I like to pre-game. But I am, you know me, I'm very particular about my look.
Well, I don't drink that much too.
And I don't, right. I'm not the biggest drinker, but I do dabble. I do drink, but I'm not like a heavy drinker.
I have a feeling like I got you to drink more.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
That's not a horrible influence. I mean,
I love it. I love it for
you. Definitely got me to drink more, but I am one of those girls that I can go out and have fun and be completely sober. Right, you know what I mean? Right. But so my perfect night out is I'm getting dressed at home alone, listening to my playlist, doing my makeup, taking it slow. I have the best time out when I start getting ready early and just going slow. You don't feel right. Yeah, because I have to take time on my makeup. I have to make sure my outfit looks good. I have to get out all my accessories. And I just like doing that in my own space. So I love getting ready early. And then I want to be at the club around like 12:30, 1 o'clock. And
perfect time.
Yes, perfect. 12:45, the perfect time to arrive at the club. So I get to the club. I immediately get my drink, which is either a tequila and pineapple or a Paloma, because I got to get a drink to get that liquid courage flowing through my bloodstream.
It's a tequila shot.
Although
amigos.
Yes, hey, you heard her.
if you will.
Yes. So I need to get into the club looking good, feeling good, outfit is right, smelling good. And then also, I'm so happy you mentioned this. I go out to listen to good music loud. And I go out to dance. I don't go out to the club to have niggas in my ear. Ugh. I don't go out in the club to be in a section. Like, some bitches like that. I hate that.
That is not what
I used to go out to the club with clout chasing bitches. Sorry for those girls, but that's what you were. And they would be up a nigga's ass. And I'm like, I'm just here to vibe. Like, let's dance. Yeah. Like, let's dance. I am here to shake my ass on some man's pelvis and then go home. Like, those type of bitches are not for me, because when we in the club and they trying to smile in niggas' faces for drinks, I'm like, get the fuck away from me. And they like, oh my God, Quayla, why you fucking up the vibe? I'm like, bitch, we can go get drinks now. Let's just go drink. So I'm happy you said, like, you go out to the club to dance, because I also go out to the club to dance. I'm sorry, no shade to those bitches, but kind of shade, because why y'all doing all that? Like, why are y'all doing all that? If you going out to the club and you ain't got niggas telling you cute at the grocery store like normal bitches, I don't need to go out to the club and do all these theatrics to sit in the nigga section. I'm not doing that.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, so the perfect night at the club, I'm dancing with my girls, I'm drinking, but not too much, though, because, hey, I'm petite and that shit can go left quick. And then I'm leaving the club. Okay, this is not the best part, but the best part. So I'm leaving the club around 2:30. I've already texted my man and said, hey, I'm leaving the club. And then I'm like, bitch, I don't know where you at, but at 2:45, you need to be at my house. I don't give a shit where you are now. But I'm about to be at home. And it's 2:15, so 2:37. I need you knocking on my door.
Exactly.
And then the night is over. And I'm a classy bitch.
The new night is about to start.
Exactly.
Period.
That is the perfect night.
Period.
That's the only reason I get fucked up at the club, to be honest. So I love it when I'm all on some niggas nuts.
On some shit.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it got you feeling good.
When I go out, because I'm finna dance all sexy.
I'm going home to, you know, just...
Right. To be on that.
Be sexy with my man.
Exactly. And then I love the part of being at the club and all these niggas in my face. And I'm like, I'm finna take your drink and go home to my man. He finna buy me this drink and he ain't never gonna see me again.
So this is funny because I think recently when I went out, there was this guy that came up to me and he was like, oh, like, can I buy you a drink? And I was like, I'm actually not drinking right now because I'm just I just want to be sober right now because I hadn't eaten and everything.
Yeah.
And it just made me realize,
he was uncomfortable.
Why do niggas always want to buy you drinks? Like, bitch, I got my own money. If I want to buy drinks, I go up to the bartender. And I guess it's a way to start up a conversation, but why do you always have to offer shots?
Yeah. Or don't buy me no
shots. Like,
shots.
don't buy me. Like, I don't want you to buy me a drink. Like, if I came here, obviously I can handle myself.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
If you see me buying and you offer to pay, I feel like that's even a bit different than like coming up to me and be like, can I buy you a drink? Like, no, you can't buy me a drink. Did I ask you for a drink, nigga?
Right. And that's the thing. I used to go out with girls that would be like, well, we would go to packed clubs. It would be packed. And your feet hurt and they got on the wrong heels and they like, okay, so we got to get in the section because I need to sit down. I'm like, okay, well, go for it. Do what you got to do. But I ain't finna kiss no nigga's ass to get in nobody's section. Right. Like, I came here prepared. You know
how they are. Like, they be acting like...
They be groupie-ish. Oh, my God.
No, like, even the man. Like, they
that's what I'm talking about.
They make it feel like, okay, yeah, you want to...
They got...
So, like, right. Like, yeah. I could buy this... You know, I actually did that before. This is a flex. This is a mini flex. But I remember going to a club and I went with one of my friends. And she was there with a friend. Like, it was a guy friend. And it had a section. But it was so many girls in there. And they wanted... And she wanted me to stay. And I was like, girl, I'm not gonna sit here. So I called the guy. I was like, do you have another section available? And he said, yeah. And I paid for that bitch.
Period.
And I sat in my section
alone.
Do you want to come here? Like, because you're not gonna play in my face. Like, it was like 4 men, like some sitting on the chair. And it was just like crammed. And I'm like, why are
y'all look
here?
Stupid.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just a very bad, like, if I'm going to the club,
I'm going to have fun.
I'm going there to have fun. So, like, why the hell would I just sit in your section and be given one tiny shot of like drink just because you're sharing it between like
80 people.
Like, right. I'm not trying to be on that vibe. You know what I mean? So
not at all. Yes.
That was a mini flex,
and I love that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't be fucking around with that. And that brings me to the other point. Like when we went out 2 weeks ago, and there was this guy. I was exactly what you said. I was already at the bar buying my own drink, and he was like, "Oh, well, what are you having?" And I'm like, "No, getting my little drink." And he was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I got that for you." I'm like, "You do. Now that you brought it up, you do got it for me." And I politely took my drink, and I went to find Wendy. And I'm like, "Okay, so don't bring your ass over here." And sure enough, he did. Like, "So you ain't got no number?" I remember he was like, "You ain't got no Snap. So can I get your Instagram, your number, your something?" They always think it's in exchange for something. I'm like, you came up.
Right. Like, I didn't ask you for it. Right. So why do you think I want to exchange something with you?
You came up to me.
Bro.
You came up to me asking, "Can you buy me a drink?" Why would I say no? You wanted to do a nice thing for a pretty girl.
How will say no to free shit, first of all?
And then he was like...
I will, but like, depends.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then he was like, "You ain't got no Snapchat, you ain't got no Instagram, you ain't got no nothing." And I literally tapped Wendy on her. He thought I was lying. I was like, "Wendy, do I have a Snapchat?"
Oh, damn. Well, I had your back, right?
Yeah, of course.
I don't even remember this.
This was like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, of course not, because he thought I was lying. He was like, "Man, you got something. You ain't just trying to give me your number." I'm like, first of all, that's true. I'm not trying to give you my number, but I also don't have Snapchat. What kind of bitch do you take me for? Like, but yeah, so yeah, that's my perfect night out. Drinking, getting ready, real slow motion at home, drinking at the club, dancing, and then going home to whoever I'm talking to, to whoever that lucky man is.
Exactly.
They suck, so they don't be lucky all the time.
Going to the club Friday or Saturday. Like, you can't catch me in that bitch on Sunday because I got shit to do during the week. Like, I'm not...
Grown woman. If you go to the club on Sunday, then your lifestyle is a bit different.
You're a strong one for that because I have shit to plan for, and being drunk is not part of it on a Sunday morning. You know what I mean? Oh no, like Monday morning. Actually.
Right.
So
yeah.
But yeah, so that I think I had fun though. Like I think it's definitely one of those things that I like to do once in a while to understand. Like how people still have fun. Like I think it's nice to do, but it's definitely not something that I would do like
often.
Back in college where it was like every single fucking weekend. I'm like out. Like I'm definitely not about that life anymore. But
once or twice a quarter is good for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like we should definitely let the early 20s, mid-20s have that. Like, yes, live your life.
Y'all.
I went through that fucking period and I fucking loved it. So do that shit. Live it because it's great. But for me, I have other priorities now. Yeah. So it's definitely like a once in a while thing for me. Mm-hmm. And I love that for me because I don't want to be wearing heels in the cold and be cold every weekend.
I know this girl who be in the club every week, even during the weekday. No, we don't.
We gotta interview her because I want to know
she be in that bitch. She be okay.
I want to.
It's 7 days a week.
Process.
She be in that bitch fucking 2 to 3 times a week, every week. And I'll be looking at her Instagram because we know each other, and I'll be like, your life gotta be stressful. It has to be. You find this fun?
No,
why?
No down period of like just relax.
Girl, that's another combo for another day. But this was really fun and lighthearted. So what's the takeaway? If you go to the club and you live in a winter state like Chicago, close your feet.
Yeah, here is my takeaway. Number 1, dress
appropriately.
Baddest bitch. Dress to be the baddest bitch that you can be because beauty is pain.
Yes.
Fuck what the people say. If you want to wear heels, wear it. Although you might be cold the next day, it don't matter. Wear that shit because it's going to make you feel confident as fuck. Number 2, do not get to the club before 1 a.m. because bad bitches do not be at the club
early.
Period. And number 3, please dress well. Like, don't wear no fuck shit because we definitely judging you. People
we coming for you.
We judging you. Don't wear your church shit to the club. Like, we don't want to see that shit.
No, leave that shit for Sunday morning.
Leave it for Sunday morning when you're about to go to the church and praise the Lord.
Right, because we was in that bitch like Joan Rivers. We was the fashion police. We was coming for everybody's neck. There was a point in time where I was like, Wendy, we about to test our friendship right now. Can you fight? Because somebody